feel the need to apologize for not having a video yesterday. I was extremely tired. And I did the homework assignment that was not due. I could have been doing a homework assignment that was closer to a due date. My computer just turned on. Blue. So tomorrow's D&D. And I'm going to build a psionic character for no reason other than I want to build a psionic character. Currently running a bard. I have an unarmed fighter changeling. And Gorn, two-handed. He uses a big sword. And I have, what was the third character I had? That one? I don't remember what my third character was. Oh well, doesn't matter. I don't have much else to talk about. I can't wait to try my magic deck. Anyway, I gotta go do things, I guess. I don't know. By do things, I mean mess around on the computer for the next few hours and then start my homework. Bye-bye. Something to talk about. And this is a political subject, and I'm probably gonna piss people off, and I'm very sorry. Especially if you're a Republican watching, and especially if you're a Tea Party member watching. I have nothing against any one of our representatives who are Republican or Democrat or whatever, personally. It is their methods as a leader of the United States of America that I am highly enraged about. And I consider the Republican Party at this point not to be a political party called the Republicans who value conservative views. I consider them to be obstructionists who are just completely preventing government from functioning right now. We can't do... Our government, let's be fair, can't do jack shit right now. And what I always hear from the left and the right is, more so from the right, but the Democrats are also to blame in this, but more so the Republicans. They have gotten so enraptured in being a Republican or being a Democrat that they have forgotten how to run a government. A government can't run if the two opposing sides cannot come to an agreement. That is why, that's in my opinion why we had two political parties. One fights for the conservative values, one fights for the liberal values, and the balance is in the middle. And it's obvious it doesn't work. And being a more left-handed person myself, being a more left-sided person myself, I tend to, all my negativity goes towards the Republicans, because they just, to paraphrase Jon Stewart, they're confusing not getting their way with being persecuted. And in the process, they're holding America hostage. And, you know, it's been apparent time and time again over the past... God, how long's it been? Probably George Bush's presidency when they had a majority. That's when it all started, when the Democrats got the majority at the latter end of George W. Bush's, the second George Bush Jr.'s, at the end of his presidency. That's when all of this shit started. And we haven't been able to get anything done, and we're getting less and less done as time goes on. The fact that Obama got healthcare reform, or Obamacare if you prefer, passed, is a major miracle. They're playing a game of chance. Only, what's at risk is not either party. What's at risk is America. And I'm indifferent about I personally don't care that I live in America. It's a nice place to live, I'll be honest. But, and that's a major caveat, I want whatever country I live in to have a functional government. And, you know, I don't care if I live in the UK or Zimbabwe or America as it stands. I just want my government to function and not be worse than teenagers arguing with each other. It's, you know, that's what it sounds like coming out of Washington, D.C. It's just plain stupid. Sorry, I got distracted by a trailer for the Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 for Dish Cinema, and it really disrupted my train of thought, but I don't know what would solve this aside from removing everyone from office right now, from all parties, just taking everyone out and putting new people in and seeing if that works. And that's about all I can think that would make this better. Everyone. All the justices on the Supreme Court, every House and Senate member, the President, his cabinet, everyone. Just remove them all, start from fresh. New slate. In fact, I think the only thing that could legitimately fix this on a long-term basis is a complete rewrite of our government. Just rebuild the government from the ground up because it was designed in the 1700s, and it's now the 21st century. So 2 centuries plus, no, minus, two centuries plus, I don't know, 17, I don't know, I'm bad at history, and math, and counting, as we've established, but just a complete rewrite of our government is the only thing that would solve, for at least a time, the problems we're having, and it wouldn't even solve them, it would just lend itself to fixing the problems faster. But you know, we're a race of sentimental fucktards, so we're not going to completely redesign our government. We're just gonna sit here with like, we've had the Constitution for 200 years. Yeah, and people used to get syphilis 200 years ago. We got rid of that. I don't actually know if we got rid of that, so if we haven't, just substitute any disease in that was around 200 years ago that's not now. Cars were completely different 100 years ago. We didn't have the internet 20 years ago. 30, 40, 50. 1970s. History with Chris. But things change, and if we don't change with them, to paraphrase another great person, God, what was his name? I forget who said this. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the video description or in the video as an annotation, but you either grow, one either grows or one decays. Grow or die. I think we should grow. You know, there's no more space to grow, but where we can grow is in here. And if you believe in a soul, in here. And that involves making logical, rational decisions, which our government is completely incapable of doing. I don't know, I need to edit this badly, because it went terribly. Either way, take care.